Very good morning to one and all gathered here. I welcome you all for the next research lecture series on ISO 27001. So we shall discuss about the basic key objectives of ISO 27001. What are the primary goals of ISO 27001? So the main primary objective is to maintain confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information within an organization. This is the primary goal of ISO 27001. So, as an individual in an organization, first of all, we have to safeguard all our business information assets, ensuring whether you are communicating only to authorized individuals or not, and check whether all the information remain more accurate and reliable whenever that is needed. Next one, establishing and maintaining information security management system. So ISO 27001 provides a well-structured approach to implement and maintain information security management system in an organization for managing all kind of security threats and risk in sharing the data from one individual to other individual. So from this we came to know that ISO 27001 is meant for information security and data protection system. So we have to maintain certain quality standards for protecting our data by maintaining privacy of information within the organization. What is exactly ISO 27001? What it means? It is an international standard that provides a framework for establishing the quality policy for data protection system within an organization by understanding the principles and basics very thoroughly before implementing, and then we have to maintain it consistently and improving an information security management system. Objective is to help the organization to protect their information assets by managing and mitigating the security risk. So all kind of cyber threats, this can be protected by creating a well-secured data management system so that it is not possible for us to reveal our own data to unknown third party. So identify the potential threats, implementing appropriate security control with the ongoing compliance with the standards. What are the benefits of ISO 27001? First one is increased safety and security. Organization can gain a strong security by implementing a robust information security management system. Reduced risk. Proactive risk management helps the organization to identify and mitigate the potential threats. Improved reputation. ISO 27001 certification demonstrates a commitment to information security, enhancing trust and mutual confidence among all stakeholders. Competitive advantage. So it creates a high competitive advantage in the business by adhering to all standards so that a company can be a better differentiator in the market, especially when seeking international contracts. So this explains about the various step-by-step procedure for ISO 27001. So this is the basic process adapted for certification. First initial thing is we need to identify the critical analysis that is called as gap analysis. Identify the existing problem within the organization and try to measure the risk assessment after the gap analysis and document all the problems very clearly about the existing organization. Then go for further implementation of ISO 27001 by considering the objective of protecting all companies' information in a more secured way. Perform the internal audit frequently and get the certification audit after internal audit. So these are the sequential steps carried out for ISO 27001 certification process. Which are all the industries comes under this category? Most of the software companies, IT companies, so they work on cyber security and other latest technological aspects. So for such companies, it is highly essential. ISO 27001 certification process. Even few manufacturing industries also. Now let us see the case study, how we can able to take over this certification process in a much detailed way. First and foremost thing, one has to understand the business context with respect to stakeholder collaboration. So equipping all key stakeholders from different departments within an organization. It is considered to be one of the most important steps for every successful implementation. Define the clear business objectives and limitations. Understand the organization goal and limitation. Try to tailor the information security management system to the specific needs according to the business. Conduct an initial risk assessment. Perform a preliminary risk assessment that can help to identify what are all the potential threats and we can prioritize the areas for better improvement. Defining the scope for information security and management system. How will you do the scope selection? So determine the scope of information security management system, which may include specific departments, systems or process for better improvement. Then documenting the scope. Scope must be clearly documented to ensure that all relevant parties must understand the, the constraints and boundaries of the information system management, information security management system. Then risk assessment and treatment. So asset identification. Identify the assets that require to be protected, including physical assets and digital information. Threat and vulnerability analysis. Identifying the possible threats and other side effects that would compromise the assets. Analyze the likelihood and impact of identified risk and develop the appropriate risk treatment strategies. Perform risk analysis. Try to identify better appropriate risk treatment strategies to protect all the information from external threats. Implementing various security control strategies. So match the identified risk with appropriate security control and try to mitigate them. Construct a policy, a procedural development for information security and management system. Then implementing the necessary security controls such as access control, data encryption and firewalls. Continuous improvement. Perform internal audit. Conducting regular internal audit in order to assess the effectiveness of information security management system and identify the areas for future improvement. Perform management review. Conduct regular management review to ensure the information security and management system, whether it is properly aligned with the organization objectives and continuously improved. Do the monitoring and evaluation at last. Continuous monitoring the effectiveness of information security management system and evaluating its performance. Last one is certification. From external auditing, so we can able to find out what are all our strength. Based on that, we will able to get a recognized certified body to demonstrate the compliance with ISO 27001. Identify any gaps between the current uh, and the requirements of the current business tactics and the requirement of the standard. And if there is any, find out the remedy for taking the corrective action for the identified gaps. So as overall, ISO 27001 implementation process is explained through a case study by highlighting various systematic step-by-step procedure in an iterative manner for getting an effective information security management system for a company. It requires really a collaborative team approach with a strong focus on continuous development and developing a mutual trust and loyalty by protecting all external kind of security threats. So with this, I conclude the lecture, today's lecture. So thank you all. In the next meeting, we will discuss about ISO 45001, which tells about the occupational health and safety of the employees. After completing all the series of ISO standards, we will see what are all the way to document the ISO standards. So we will see some kind of templates, formats, various formats and documents which are already available existing. If possible, I can take from any educational institute who is considered to be highly well versed in ISO documentation or any industry sample case study. So if there is any such thing, we will discuss after completing all the classes, ISO classes. So thank you once again.